So today we will talk about trigonometry and some important concepts of trigonometry. So from the name, it is the combination of three words trigono and metry, and where tri means three, gono means sides and angles, sides or angles, and metry means measurement. So we will do the we will work on triangles, whether they are right angle or not. So we will measure the sides and angles of the triangles. Okay, and there will be three. Actually, triangle means three sides and angles. So um, first of all, let's talk about if we have a right angle triangle. For right triangles, if we have right triangles, and right triangles look like this, having the 90-degree angle. Here you go, there is a 90-degree angle, and these two angles are the acute angles over there. Here this is called ABC, triangle ABC, and this is called the right angle triangle. And actually this is called the hypotenuse, this is called the base, and this is called the perpendicular. And there is a way to find the one unknown side of the triangle if two of them are known. The way is the Pythagoras theorem, and that states that hypotenuse square equals base square plus height square, or perpendicular square. Okay, so if one of them is unknown, we can put the other two sides, and then we can get the third one. This is the one way to get the unknown side, to get the value of an unknown side of any triangle, right angle triangle. Okay, and then we can talk about the ratios, like the trigonometric ratios and the trigonometric ratios. Trigonometric ratios. So trigonometric ratios are the relationship between angles and the ratio of sides of a right angle triangle. For example, the ratio of sides is the perpendicular over hypotenuse, another is base over hypotenuse, and perpendicular over base. So there is a trick to memorize these ratios in our local area. The trick is the sentence, some people have curly brown hair. So that means that sine theta, some people have cos theta will be equals to curly brown hair, and through proper brushing, tan theta will be through proper brushing. So P for perpendicular, and H for hypotenuse, and B for base. Okay, this is hypotenuse and B for base. These are the ratios of the sides, like perpendicular of base, hypotenuse and base and all that. And we can also write the reciprocal of them. And this is the one case when we have a right triangles. Now we will discuss about when we have no right triangle, like the triangles other than 90-degree, like the right triangle. So let's move on. There we go. These are the triangles. You can clearly see this is not a right angle triangle. This is an acute angle over there. This is also acute angle, and this is also an acute angle. And here you can see two sides. This one is a side and this one is a two sides are given and one angle is given. So that means two sides and one angle between is given, and we will say this is a SAS postulate. SAS postulate means side angle side postulate. So we will, if two sides and one angle is given, that means we're gonna use cosine law. And why we are going to use cosine law? Because if there is not a right angle, then we're gonna use two laws, cosine law and the sine law. So this is called a cosine law. And if two sides and one angle is given, that means we can get the third side. We can get the third side by using this formula. It says a square equals b square plus c square minus 2bc cos theta, and their A is called the angle 60 for this one. And then another formula, it's not the formula, it's a side postulate, three sides. If three sides are given, if three of the sides are given, then we can use the same formula by putting the value of A, B, C in it, and then we can get the value of A. And this is another way. This is another way of writing that formula by just uh, like by just taking out the cos theta, we can get this way of the equation. And then after that we can see what are the now let's see what is the sine law when the triangles are not right angles. Here you can see there are two types of triangles, this figure and this figure. They both are not right triangles. Then here one angle, another angle, two angles are given and one side is given, so that means this is a angle side, angle side. If two angles in one side is given, that means we will use sine law. And here you can see those two sides and one angle is given, two sides and one angle is given, that means we're gonna use sine law. Okay, and after that sine law states that sine of the angles are proportional. Like here you can see this angle, for this equation angle, I mean this represents a side, and then sine A equals this side, then sine B equals this is also a side, so these are the side lengths, and in the denominator these are the angles with sine. Okay, so if you're gonna see how it works for this figure, let me just erase that, then you will get it. Look, this is the angle and this is the corresponding side, so we will say 17 over sine, let me just erase it, 17 over sine 70, because this is the opposite angle to this side. And after that this angle and this opposite side will be equals to this one is the missing, so we can put x instead of that, and in the denominator it's sine 60. By just solving this equation, by how we can solve this equation, we can do the cross multiplication, and in that way we can get the value of x that will give us the value of this side. So this is the one case we can get the unknown side. We can, okay, and how we can here the Kelly is telling the angle of depression. What does angle of depression call? Firstly, the angle of depression is when observer like the angle between the horizontal line of the of sight and the line of sight when the observer looks down. So here the observer Kelly is looking down, looking down over there, and there is a straight side, and this one is the way of looking down, so this is called the angle of depression. So this is a long straight line over there, and that means, and also one more thing, the total angle over there is 90 degrees, and after that the angle of depression at A is 23, and that means there is 23 degrees, while it is 35 at to both B. So here is the both B, so it is 35 degrees, and the distance between boards is 50 meter, so this one is 50 meter, and find the height. So that means we have to find the height of the bridge. So here Kelly is standing, we have to find this one, so let's represent this by x, and if this one is 23, by using the alternative angle this one will be 23, and this full angle is 90, so this 31 and there is 23, and we can also by sum of two angles on a straight line is called 180 degrees, so by using that it will be 145, because 180 minus 35 will be 145. So we have two angles, so if we have two angles, that means we can get this angle. So this angle by subtracting these two angles from 180, we will get, I guess, 12. Yeah, we can get 12 degrees. And there is 90 degree, there is 35, there is 145, there is 23, and this hypotenuse is unknown, only this is noun, and let's also represent this by y. And there is a straight line. Okay, let's solve. First of all, we will take the triangle ABK. So in triangle ABK, we have to find, we're gonna find side AK. We're gonna find side AK by using the sine law, because two angles, two angles are given. Okay, and we have to find the side, so we're gonna use that y upon sine 145, because these are the alternative, and 50 and 12 angle is alternative, so we're gonna write 50 upon sine 12, and by using the cross multiplication we can write y into sine 12, and will be equals to 50 into sine 145, and by dividing both sides by sine 12 we will get y equals 13794. Okay, and secondly, we just got the value of y, the hypotenuse, which is 13794, and we got the hypotenuse, we got this angle is 90, their angle is 23, and this full angle is 90. But this angle, we also know about this angle, we can, by subtracting from the 90, we can get that. And the second way we can use here is, because we are going to find and also this one is called GK, and we're gonna find GK. So so we will use that formula, because this is a right angle triangle. So some people have sine theta equals to perpendicular over hypotenuse, so sine theta is 23 degrees. Theta is 23 degrees, and perpendicular is the x, and so hypotenuse is 13794. So by again doing the cross multiplication, if you cross multiply over there, you will get x equals by multiplying 5390 5390 maybe 5390 meter tall. This will be the height. Okay, that's it. लगता फिर से नहीं हुआ ऐसा कैसे क्यों now here बेकार हो गया मेरे साथ
आप सही नहीं हो रहा है
हुई नहीं है
जगह तो मसला बने करने नहीं
नहीं पहले की है मैंने इसको मौत आई मैंने